Hey friends, today's video is a what sold. I know it's been a long time, but we are back with the what sold videos. So Stephanie from Three Queens Resell, and if you are new here, welcome. Thanks so much for joining. And if you are a reseller bestie, thanks for popping in. Today's video is a what sold video. I had strayed away from doing what sold videos because I was doing ship with me videos, but now I don't do shipping. My husband does shipping. And I just never brought the what solds back. So we're bringing them back. They do take a long time for me to prepare. So I would appreciate it if you could watch this bad boy all the way through so you can see what's sold this week and give me a thumbs up at the end. And of course, subscribe if you have not already subscribed. For those of you who are new here, my name is Stephanie with Three Queens Resell. I'm a full-time reseller. I've been selling for 5 years. And so we are going to get into our numbers for the week of starting November 5th. So we're going to get started off with Sunday, November 5th. We had 11 sales. All of the sales were on Poshmark. So friends, I'm going to fly through this. I did do closet clear out on this day, so I was able to move several things. First up was this John Paul Richard 2X tunic turquoise top. It sold for $15. After the $3 in fees, I was left for $12. And I did pick this up at that plus size consignment sale or plus size estate sale that I went to. I'll link a video up above with that. Then next up, let me write that down so I can remember to do that. Next up on Poshmark was this J. Jill green cardigan. I'm pretty sure I got it from the bins. It sold for $25. After the $5 in fees, I was left with $20. Next up were these Gymshark shorts. They've sold for $14. I was left, or after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $11.05. I picked those up back in the summer. They got a lot of interest, but no one ever pulled the trigger. Next up were these Spider Active pants, and they sold on Poshmark for $14 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $9.03. Those were a bins pickup, and they've been listed for about 2 months. Next up was this Calypso St. Bart long sleeve tunic. This has been listed for over a year. It has been relisted. It sold for $31 after the $6.20 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $22.78. And friends, I don't break out my cost of goods for each item, but on average, our cost of goods is about $1. With the Goodwill outlet, the plethora of donations that we get, and my high-end sourcing at consignment shops, we are sitting like at 97 cents for our cost of goods. So even though I'm sure I paid probably $4 or $5 for that Calypso St. Bart tunic, I just figure things right now at that 97 cents price point. I know some people do it per item. Friends, to be honest, I'm just not that organized in my numbers, and I got to keep it simple. Next up on Poshmark was this Gap Fair Isles cardigan size large. This was a Ben's pickup. I think I picked it up in September. I didn't write down the date, but I know I started picking up a lot of sweaters. It sold for $11 after the $2.95 fee and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $6.03. Next up, it has become boot season. You will see that we have a lot of ankle boots in this that sold this week. First up were these Born leather boots. They sold for $26. I can find Born in the bins every single day of my life. So that is a great price point for that. After the $5.20 in fees, I was left with 202 and then I made $18.78. Next up, this next item sold. This is Zumba 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. It is a 2XL and it sold for $13 to one of my regulars. After the $2.95 fee and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $13.18. Next up, and that Zumba top I had probably, I can't remember when I picked it up. Not long, probably a couple of months. This next item, this Fun Q Dachshund Xmas sweater extra large. I picked this up out of the bins a week ago. It sold for $19 after the $3.80 in fees and the $2.02 shipping. I was left with $13.18. I picked that up with a just like a bundle of Christmas sweaters out of the bin. They were like 4 or 5 of them together. One is a vintage Disney Christmas sweater that I've got listed pretty high, but because based on comps. But this one, the comps weren't as high, and it sold, like I said, for $13.18. But I had one sell last week. I listed it. It sold the same night and it was a kid's Christmas sweater. It was a Minecraft theme, and it sold for my full asking price of $25. So pick up those holiday pieces. People are looking for them, and that stuff is really expensive this year. And so if they can get it on the secondhand market, like I have a couple of ugly Christmas sweaters that I just rotate every year. And I've bought a few new ones off of Shein that I'm going to add to my repertoire because I want to have holiday clothing for Vlogmas, which I am going to do this year. But yes, I shop at Shein, but very sparingly. I shop there for my little person, and sometimes I throw some things in the cart for myself because she grows like a weed and I'm not spending a lot of money on her clothes. Next up was this Soma New with Tag women's joggers. I picked these up last January when Kohl's had an extra 50% off of all clearance. I picked them up to sell in my plus size auction, and a lot of those things I did sell in my plus size auction, but this was a holdover. These were a 4X, and they were a fleece lined jogger, new with tag. They sold for $13 after the $2.95 fee and the $2.02 shipping discount. I made $8.03, and I know I only paid like $3 for those. And I had pretty much made my money back from all the other 70 pieces that I had sold earlier in the year. That was just a holdover, and I think that might be it. And the final thing to sell was this Lane Bryant knit cardigan. It sold for $11. It was a size 24. It sold for $11 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $603, bringing Sunday's total to $134.94 with an average sale price of $12.97 for those 11 items. Moving on to Monday, November 6th. So Monday, November 6th, I turned 50. It was my 50th birthday. And I don't remember what I did. I think my husband took me out to lunch. I was not on task, and it showed this week. But we did have 5 sales. A few of them were holdovers from the closet clear out on Sunday. The first was on Poshmark, and it was this Lane Bryant sweater. It sold, I just talked about it, but it sold on Monday not Sunday. I must have just wrote it down twice. Next up was this Jones & Co. leggings, size 2X. Friends, I have a lot of plus size in my closet, so if you are looking for plus size, make sure you check out the closet. But also, we do at least one plus size show a week, sometimes two, on Poshmark and on Whatnot. So whatever platform you prefer, check me out. But these sold on Poshmark for $10 after the $2.95 fee and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $503. Then we sold also on Poshmark these Chico's So Slimming black size large pants. I'm on the fence about Chico's and J. Jill. Just when I'm like, I'm not picking it up anymore, we have so much of it, it starts selling. So maybe I will just be more critical of what I pick up. Maybe the critical, like, I don't know. I shop at the bins. So it's just like, but it is very plentiful at the bins. I am backing away from it unless it's a knit piece or a seasonal appropriate piece right now, because there's just so much of it. But it sold for $11 after the $2.95 in the fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. We were left with $603. Next up, we have another pair of booties that sold. These Franco Sarto booties, size 8.5. They sold for $23. I think I took an offer for those. After the $4 in fees, I was left with $18.40. And then on Mercari, we had a pretty good sale. It was this limited leather jacket size small. It sold for $33. After the $4.99 and Mercari fees, they have two fees, and I don't know why. It's stupid. But I was left with $28.01, bringing our total for those 5 items for Monday to $63.53, and the average sale price of $12.71. Tuesday, November 7th, we sold this Barefoot Dreams robe size extra large cream. Barefoot Dreams just does not command the money that it used to. I would still pick it up. I picked this one up at the bins, also known as the Goodwill Outlet. But I would be more selective and picking those up anywhere else. It sold for $21, and after the $4.20 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $14.78, and I had that listed for a good 6 months. We had another Mercari sale on Tuesday. These Danskin activewear leggings, size medium, sold for $13.50, and after the $2.16 in fees, I was left with $11.04, bringing our Tuesday total to $25.82. And for those 2 items, the average sale price was $13.04. So Sunday, friends, was the high peak. The week went crashing down. I have not been consistent in listing. I've been really focused on live auctions, but I am trying to balance both out, and I definitely have some goals for the upcoming week that I hope will help with my low numbers. Wednesday, November 8th, was the first sale was this Habitat tunic, black size 2X. It sold for $25. After the $5 in fees, I was left with $20. Then I had a bundle sale. These 3 items sold in Poshmark Live. They were this Carbon Mark Volvo Romans 1X sweater and LuLaRoe tunic. Those 3 pieces sold for $16. After the $3.20 in fees, I was left with $12.80. I do have a $5 plus size show at least once a week, or at least I try to. So if you are plus size, like I said, come check it out. Next up is this Lido dress, large black. It sold on Poshmark for $23. After the $4.60 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $16.38. So that was a Posture VA sale. And so that brings Wednesday's total to $49.18 for those three items, which brings our average sale price for the day to $16.39. November 9th, Thursday, was 0 sales. And November 10th, Friday, were 0 sales. I normally send out offers to likers on one of those days, and I did not. I just got busy. Thursday, I had gone to Bloomington to hang out with my oldest daughter, Courtney. She is a cheerleader, and she had a game to cheer, basketball game. So I went up to spend the afternoon, or down to spend the afternoon with her and go see the game. And last week I went to the dentist 3 different days, and I'm going to physical therapy. I went to physical therapy twice. So I felt like every day I had some appointment that I needed to go to. And of course, that just takes me off my game. And then Friday, also 0 sales. But Friday was my birthday party, and I was like super chill the whole day. Like I don't remember what I did. I went to PT, and then I spent 2 hours like getting ready for my birthday dinner that my husband had arranged for me. So it was not a good week, but we're gonna wrap up November 11th with Saturday, November 11th, which was Veterans Day. On Mercari, we sold this wool pleated skirt, size 0. It sold for $26. After the $5.10 in fees, we had made $22.15. And then on Depop, we ended this week with a Depop sale. This unbranded casual derby hat, it sold for $20, and it had $5.15 in fees. So we were left with $14.85. That brings the total for Saturday to $37 for those 2 items. And that brings us with the highest average sale price for the week at $18.50. So, totals for the week. So, the goal is to sell. I'm going to tell you what my goal is and then what I actually achieved. I have 3 matrix that I like to watch for myself. And if you've seen a What Sold video of mine, I'll link my What Sold playlist up above, and you can go watch some older ones. But I have 3 matrix that I am trying to achieve. The number of items we actually move each week, the average sale price of those items, and then the overall total. So my goal is to move 80 items a week, and I actually sold 23. So that is 28% of my goal. Next matrix is our average sale price. I want it to be at 20, and for this week it was at $14.87, which is at 74% of our goal. And then I would like to make $17.50 this week, and our total was super duper low, $312.47, which is only 8% of our goal. So I try to take these, like, I haven't had a week this low probably all year, but I know that I have not been consistently listing. My focus has been on live shows, and we have trouble in eBay Town, which will come up in another video, but just a lot going on. And so the only thing to do is just to kind of knuckle down and figure it out. So the next slide, I'm going to show you the breakdown by platform. Poshmark, we're at $198.80 for 19 items for the week. And then Mercari, $61.20 for 3 items for the week. Depop, $14.85 for 1 item of the week. And eBay, we haven't sold anything this week. Right now, my eBay store is currently below standard. I am going to do a video about that, how it got below standard, what I'm doing to get it back up, and talk a little bit how it's impacting our business. So more detail. That gets its own video, friends. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, I have come up with a new system for myself. Auctions are all getting moved to the evening, so I can work on listing, sourcing, and listing, and washing, and doing inventory stuff during the day. I think when I was doing the live auctions during the day, sometimes I could get really distracted with that, or really tired and worn out from that, and then not list. And listing is our bread and butter, so I need to list every day. So some action steps for myself and my husband, because we work together. First action step is I want to list 75 new items this week. So that is about 15 a day. Step 2 is to delist and relist 50 items a day using Posture VA. So I have it list anything that is 90 days or older. It will delist it, relist it, and raise the price 10%. So I do so many price drops and stuff that it'll just raise it 10% from whatever that price is at the moment. And sometimes it could get too high because it was never dropped. And then I have to go in and hand drop it, but it works out. Cost of doing business, friends. Next action step is that I'm going to set on my Posture VA offers to likers at 20%. Normally I keep it either at 10 or 15, but since we are coming towards the end of the year and I do want to move more inventory, I'm going to set it at 20, and hopefully that will inspire some people to pull the trigger. I am going to do 2 sales this week. The first, and I only do these on Poshmark, and that's why I think Poshmark we sell the most there. So on Tuesday, we're going to send out offers to likers, because that is the when they do the drawing, I forget what they call it. And then on Friday, which is often, I don't know if I'm going to do it Friday or Saturday. I think I'm going to do it Saturday. I'm going to do 35% off all the items in our closet. So Friday is often a closet clear out day. I don't know. There's lots of competition on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes. But that is my plan. Thanks for watching and sticking with me to the end. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you like what sold videos, make sure you subscribe. And I am going to be consistent and be back with the next week. So until then, bye-bye.